The Gulf Injustice Podcast, the official podcast of Detained in Dubai with Radha Stirling.
Hi, I'm Radha Stirling and welcome to the podcast. Today we are going to be talking to a cryptocurrency entrepreneur. Now, I don't know anything about this story, so I look forward to hearing it with you. So obviously you're a cryptocurrency entrepreneur. Why don't you take us back there?
Yeah, so basically, my name is Simon Tadros. I'm a Lebanese tech entrepreneur. I was involved in crypto in around 2016. I was basically the only crypto trader in Lebanon at that time. I used to help people to enter the crypto world, to be involved in crypto, to be able to buy cryptocurrency, especially in Lebanon, because here in Lebanon there is no way to use the bank as a medium to be able to buy
Yes.
crypto, Bitcoin, or whatever other cryptocurrency. So I used to take cash from people and onboard them on crypto in Lebanon and in the Middle East.
So you
So
essentially acted as a clearance house. So people would give
yes.
you assets, cash, and you would convert that into Bitcoin for them.
Yes, basically, I was doing that, and I had a company, a development company that do mobile apps, websites, and anything related to technology, IoT, robotics, and whatever come in tech. So in 2017, I was so interested in cryptocurrency, especially in the concept of monetary freedom, because we had like a lot of issues using credit cards here at the bank, and every day we were on OFAC because of maybe we have like terrorist activities or whatever. So the country was like
Lebanon was in quite a financial
yeah,
crisis
in
at
a
the
gray
time,
area,
wasn't
in a gray
it?
area. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. And we
exactly.
had so many clients who were in really tough situations, just not being able to access their bank accounts, their finances. So I imagine Bitcoin would have been quite an attractive a method of payment for
As
many people.
Yeah, exactly. And it was used to international transfers. There was no KYC for that. You can transfer any amount at any time without any proof. So this was easy for people to expand their businesses. And this is the aim of Bitcoin in the first place
Yes.
when it was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, is to give the unbanked people. We have 2 billion unbanked people in Africa and people like Lebanon, they call it the third world. But this cryptocurrency was like heaven for many people to be able to grow in life or to grow their businesses.
Mm. So
So
you
basically,
basically your business took a commission of these transactions.
yes, this is one
Yes.
of my businesses that was cryptocurrency exchange.
Hmm.
Was it survived about on yes, on percentages for transfers from cash to fiat, from fiat to crypto, and from crypto to fiat.
Right.
So basically, in 2000, on 12 August 2021, I was traveling to Ukraine with some friends, with my girlfriend and three other friends and a business partner, to be able to open also a new mining facility in Ukraine, in Kiev. I have a long relationship with
When did
Kiev.
you say that was? Sorry, 2000 and
It was in 12 August
right.
2021.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Yes. I had a long relationship with Kiev because I had my development company there back 2 years in 2018. Around 2018, I had established a development company in Kiev because I needed a lot of developers because my business was growing, and I used to rent my developers all around the world. My clients were in New York, like Thomson Reuters. I had Orange in France. I have clients all around the world. But this company was closed in 2020, around 2020 because the prices went high in Ukraine because they had like access to Europe. Then it was not profitable anymore. So I had this long relationship with Ukraine, so I was not afraid to go to Ukraine, although it's not a stable country, as we know. Uh, s- until we landed on 12 August 2021. Uh, I was standing in line to get my passport reviewed to be able to enter the country, and suddenly I see like the police officers come to me and they take me to a room, and they told me there is like a Europol investigation against you, and you will be arrested. Now you will be arrested. I was
I
totally
mean,
surprised.
what was going through your head at that time? That there must be a mistake, or what is it? Is it that, because I know personally, I've got many clients who have been targeted by law enforcement authorities for simply being in the cryptocurrency industry. So did that cross your mind at all?
Yeah, this crossed my mind, but I was a bit surprised because I was in the United States 2 months before. I was in Vegas, I was in San Francisco, and if anyone have the good information, they would be the Americans. So I said, why I wasn't arrested there? Maybe it is like something related to my company, maybe taxes I didn't pay at that time. So this was what was going in my mind. Then I was surprised that it's a cryptocurrency case, and it is a country that I never heard before. I don't have any connections or relative or friends, or I didn't do business, which was Belgium.
So
Um,
Belgium put you on Europol. Did they put you on Interpol as well, or just Europol?
no, it was only on Europol. If it was on Interpol, I would knew when I was leaving my country, Lebanon, here in Beirut.
S-
So
right.
it was.
So had you been to Belgium? Not at all.
I never went to Belgium. I never visited Belgium. I had no friends in Belgium, no relations, no business partner. I know nothing about Belgium. I just know that it is somewhere in the map in Europe, and I had no connection at all with
So
Belgium.
I mean, that's quite incredible, isn't it, for a country that you haven't been to effectively use Europol, and that the mere use of Europol implies that you've
Yeah.
committed a crime in the country that's requesting that you be arrested. So it's quite an expansion of Belgium's power to use Europol like this. So tell me what happened next.
Yes, especially that Ukraine is not in the European Union, so I don't know how Europol would have like any jurisdiction there. It was a bit weird for me. I was really surprised. Okay, I doubted for an article that was published in 2019 by a company named Energy. This is an American company. Also, I never dealt with them. I know nothing about them. All I saw is the article that was published in 2019 that they got the most sophisticated crypto scammer in the world. And the story was about me. They took a picture from my Facebook, they took picture from my Instagram, and they created a Hollywood type story that they were like relating stuff that are not related, just to create a story that I am a crypto scammer, that I took that go by the name of Kratos. Kratos is the video game. So this guy nickname was Kratos, and they put a whole story about me stealing many different kind of cryptocurrencies from different victims. When I saw the article, I tweeted, so can any victim contact me so I understand what is happening? Because I just woke up one day and I was messaged I receiving a lot of message on Facebook, on LinkedIn, about people that they want their money, that I stole their funds, and I didn't knew anything about it. So in that time, there was a lot of article coming towards me because people that were
So
putting
when did
like
these
founders and
articles
websites.
come? When did these articles come out? So had they come out before you were arrested in
Yeah,
Ukraine?
2 years before, 2 years before the arrest.
Okay.
Yes, two
So
years
and
before the arrest.
so you knew about those messages and you've been trying to resolve them, or
I tried to reply, but no one wanted to continue a conversation. I tried to reply to the owner of the company who wrote the article because it is not a trusted source. It is some company named Energy. They are registered somewhere in the Caribbean or someone where you evade tax. I don't know. I think the Virgin Island or something. So I tried to talk to this guy who I never knew the name. His name on Telegram was Tommy Lee Power or something like that. But his real name I discovered after like 2 years that it was Roman Rostami. He's an American Iranian guy who founded a startup, a cryptocurrency startup that goes by the name of Energies. And this company it looked fishy. They have like if you check the website, they have like 30, 40 employees. They were selling a token, which is energy, and this token was pumped and dumped all the time by the team. So of course, if it was checked by SEC, this guy would be in prison like for a long time. But there is a lot of cryptocurrency, and SEC was not able to check everyone. Even until now, you have like thousands and thousands of cryptocurrency created on daily basis. So this company created a new division in their enterprise that was made to track hackers around the world or wherever it is. And they found an opportunity. So someone from the Middle East, he will not be able to defend himself. So why won't we make him the hacker? And maybe they hacked their own clients. So when they created this article, they had a Discord group which had thousands of people, and they were paying people to republish the article, to share it on social media. And everyone who shared on social media, he was getting like an amount of money for his shares, for the marketing he was
so
providing for this.
so this was a separate company of which you didn't
Yes.
really have association to, who seemed to accuse you of hacking and then put out some, slanderous articles against you. And it would seem, did they try to rally up support of other people against you, or?
Yes, exactly. And I never had any interaction with this company. The only interaction that we had a startup. The startup name was Dure, and someone from the marketing team shared a link for our startup on their Discord group. This is the only relationship that I had with this company.
Hmm.
And I never knew that this link was shared from the marketing department in my company on their group. This is how they looked me up, and they looked up the people on Discord. My information was always open on the web. All information, all my life track from the entrepreneurship, from the event I organized, from everything was like open to anyone to check from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, or so all my life events were basically published on social media. Probably this is a mistake someone's do, but I didn't have any problem because I had nothing to hide at that time, and I was like trying to help people to avoid scam, because in the crypto world, scams are like a lot more than legit stuff. So
So what
my
was
job
their
was to help.
motivation then? What was their motivation to basically go after you? Was it them
Uh,
trying to use you as a scapegoat for their own crimes, or was it that they were trying to get money from you?
for
What was it?
No, no, they didn't. They just wanted to find to write. That was the only article they were able to write during this company life cycle. So the only article about fraud or hacking, it was about me, which was surprising. Why am I the only article? And I don't know. Basically, they saw I live in the Middle East, and they wanted to use this to be able to get some fame, I think, and to protect themselves against their clients. So for their client, there was a lot of robbery. Yes, I can't hear you, Radha. I can't hear you. Uh,
Sorry, had myself
yes.
muted. So how does
Yeah.
that relate to Belgium? How does this company relate to Belgium, basically trying
Yeah.
to
This company
arrest you?
doesn't relate to Belgium. Yes, this company doesn't relate to Belgium at all. There is a guy who lives in Knokke, who is in the Flemish area. Uh, his name was Devois Twillem, and this guy read the article. And when he read the article, he pressed charges against me. So this guy, he was he got his cryptocurrency lost. Someone hacked his wallet, but he gave them like uh, he gave them access to his computer to someone whose name is Kratos to be able to help him to establish some cryptocurrency node on Dash. Dash coin is a cryptocurrency that work on proof of stake and proof of work. So usually, if you have like 1,000 Dash, you can put it in a node, and this will generate more Dash or income for you. So he wanted someone to help him to be able to establish this node, and he asked on the Discord group, and a guy named Kratos logged to his PC. He gave him access, like any kind of remote access, and he was able to withdraw all his cryptocurrency to his wallet. At that time, 2000 Dash were around $400,000. So this was the crime. I was prosecuted for the theft of $400,000 for a Belgian citizen that lives in the Flemish area. I never knew this guy. I never talked to him, and then I discovered that this guy was a handicap. He was never able to attend any court during the 2 years I was.
So, I mean, let's because you don't even find out about all of this detail until later. So you're in Ukraine, and did they extradite you to Belgium then? And that's where you found
Uh,
out all of these allegations, or how did it happen?
Yeah, when I was arrested in Ukraine, it was so weird. I was took to a police station, and then after like 2 hours, some guy came to me with the phone, and he was telling me I am a good guy because he wasn't able to speak English. He was using a Google Translator, and he wrote me, "I am good guy. I can help you." And I said. Who are you? How can you be in the prison cell? It's not normal. I said, okay, how can you help me? And why do you want to help me? And he said, just contact those lawyers. And my girlfriend, she was able to enter the country. The Lebanese guy, we were like 5 people. My girlfriend, my American friend who was based in New York, and two Lebanese. The Lebanese were not able to enter the Kiev. They were sent back to Lebanon, and the American and the French, which is my girlfriend, were able to enter the country. So I told him I called from from his phone from the cell because I was not I didn't understand what was happening. I sent my girlfriend the lawyer's name and number, and she contacted them, and they wanted like money to be able to get me out of prison and send me back to my country. But I never trusted them. I was I visited Kiev 8 times, so I know how things are in Kiev. People are like so poor, they want to take advantage of any situation they encounter. So I never accepted the deal because I didn't do anything. So I asked them to to extradite me to Belgium. And I said I can pay my ticket now and I will go directly to Belgium because I knew of the prison system and of the corruption in a country like Kiev. But they didn't let me. They told me you need to wait for the Belgian guys to come and take you. And they put me in a prison where the water is not drinkable. It is like from a sewer water. It was a really shitty situation. And then they move into another prison where I have to pay like $4,000 to be able to have like food and the room. So I had to do that because it was about my survival. If I didn't pay, I wouldn't be able to survive in such conditions. And I had to wait. They didn't get me my medication because I had a severe reflux. So I had to wait like 21 days to be able to. So the Belgian police arrived to Kiev to be able to be extradited to Belgium.
Wow,
So
that's
after,
quite complicated considering you are willing to surrender yourself to Belgium. They didn't need to make
yes,
it like that. I have had other clients who have faced extradition from Ukraine and they've been stuck there in abysmal conditions for, almost 1 year, totally unnecessary. So
yeah,
Belgium arrived, feeling really wonderful about themselves, victorious that they've tracked down this international fugitive and they're bringing you back to Belgium. So they put you on a plane and brought you back, or not
yes,
back.
but
You hadn't even been there.
yeah, yeah. But before that, I had to I had to contact everyone. I even contacted the Lebanese president, and this is why I was extradited in 21 days. Else I would be stuck there for like 1 year for like any one of your clients. But I had a lot of connections in Lebanon, and at that time, the political party I used to be in, the president was from this political party, so I was able to contact him directly and ask him to ask the Belgium to come take me because I did nothing, and I need to explain to them that this is all wrong. But this is the fake assumption I made because I in my mind that this is Europe, this is Belgium, and this is where I will get my rights, my freedom. And then the trip began for like 2 years, where I lost everything. I lost everything from my family, my money. So I landed in Ukraine, in Belgium, in the airport, in Brussels airport, and then I was taken like a car, in a police car to Knokke, where I was interrogated from police officers, and then I was taken to the judge of investigation. Uh, so I said, yeah, but in the meantime, my friends appointed me two lawyers. Those lawyers were based in, they did a Google search because we knew nothing about Belgium. All my friends knew nothing about Belgium. So they found them on Google, Joris Van Koter and Karel de Meester. Those were my lawyers. I never saw them before in my life. So we had like this 30 minutes to talk, and they asked me questions. So I said, yes, I'm totally innocent, and but I cannot stay here anymore. I have my company, like 30 employees are waiting for me. I have my family, my sick parents. I have to go back as soon as possible. I said it's okay. Let's talk to the judge. So we went to the judge. I explained the situation. I asked for evidence. So how do you connect me to this case? You have no technical no real any evidence that
No,
can connect
no
me to this case.
technical evidence, nothing. So, I mean,
Yes,
they took the complaint or the allegation of an individual and used that as the entire basis for the prosecution. I think they must have been hoping that when you arrived in Belgium and were interviewed, that you would provide them with the case they were looking to prosecute. And of course, you didn't do
exactly.
that. There was nothing
But
there.
but they also got the writer of the article which is Peter, his name. I never knew this guy because he was on their website only with the name, with no picture, because they said this is the investigator. And the writer of the article went in front of the judge and explained to the judge that he wrote the article from another. He was inspired by another employee in this company that who built this energy company, who was Moldovan or Russian. His name is Andrei Galkin. This guy, after he speak to the judge for like 2 hours, he said, yes, but this guy, Andrei Galkin, was fired from the company because we think that he is crazy. And so this guy who wrote the article was based on a person that he think this person is not mentally stable. So, but the judge, in all cases, took the chance and made the Europol request to get me to Belgium. So this is the judge of investigation. He was based on the writer of the article, who was inspired by an employee who was fired from energy. And this employee had like a long suitcase with energy because they fired him not to pay him, so to avoid to pay him.
So basically, you've got authorities who are dealing with a case and extraditing someone, keeping them in a country they haven't even visited for a lengthy period of time based on some propaganda and a news, or not even a news article, just some online blog, or essentially. And then you're having that inspire maybe a former client or something to take an action, even though you've got nothing to do with it. And without any evidence, without even investigating, they seem to use Europol just to force you back to Belgium so that they could talk to you about this. And they kept you there in total, I think it was 2 years, was it? Or
yes, I was detained in prison for 6 months. Then I was forced to stay in the country for 1.6 years. So in total of 2 years, but I was not able to work. I was not able I was forbidden to work or forbidden to talk to the press or to do anything. I couldn't even rent a house because I didn't have any legal paper. I don't know. After 6 months, I paid a bail for $150,000. Then they put me on the street and they took my passport and they forbid me to leave the country. And they didn't. I don't know how they expect I will live or spend money. So I didn't have any.
That's absolutely absurd. And like you said, you wouldn't expect that in a European country. You don't expect to be treated in that way. You're forced to be there. You can't work, and yes, it would be practically impossible to find any long-term accommodation. That is quite absurd to see Belgium, treating someone like that, and for so long, for such a long period of time. 6 months of detention. You're not a risk to anyone. You're not some, murderous criminal. So, for what is essentially a financial allegation to detain you for that long. And then to process you for so long.
For a country that doesn't even have a law for cryptocurrency. So if for them, the law, if you want to go to the law, the cryptocurrency is considered like Pokemon cards because they don't have a law that says the cryptocurrency is money, and they don't have any law to organize it. So they will apply old laws that related to a financial instrument, maybe on cryptocurrency, which things doesn't work this way. It is a different word. So the allegations were like data manipulation. It was not a theft of money. In the law, you cannot say I stole money from people. I manipulated and hacked data. And it couldn't be an act of hacking, because hacking is unauthorized access of data. But this guy gave full authorization to his laptop, where the hacker was able, or the scammer, we cannot call it a hacker, was able to withdraw his coins. So yes, this was it was a lot of injustice.
That's shocking. Do you think, though, based on these laws in Belgium, that any crypto entrepreneur is at risk of being put on Europol or Interpol simply because one of their clients may have made an allegation down at the police station to a country that they haven't visited. I mean, that really puts everyone at risk of extradition. And that seems to be Belgium also, extending their arm, their authority, their jurisdiction.
Basically, I think if he is an European, he held an European passport, we wouldn't got this 2 years of probably it will be solved in 2 3 days. I think this was made because they have discrimination against maybe the Arab. This is especially in the Flemish area, not in the French area. يعني I didn't imagine to go in a country they would like Belgium to ask me my religion. Basically, I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian, but basically I'm an atheist. But my family like is a Christian family. But they asked me on the plane, are you a Muslim or are you a Christian? And my lawyers said that you go to the church and or wherever just to justify that you are not a Muslim, because there is a lot of discrimination against Muslims in the Flemish area. And the most discrimination that was blow my mind, that if you don't speak their language, it's a problem. It's a big problem. And I don't know why I need to speak Flemish. I speak French, I speak English. So why I need to speak Flemish?
Like no one outside of that region really speaks Flemish, do they? So I mean that's a steep request. But so what's happened now? Where are you now?
Basically, after 2 years, I won the first instance, and I was on all charges, and I was back to Lebanon. But also they tried not to give me the passport, but also all my money is still from with them, all my
Wow.
hard work, because I sent everything from here. I asked my girlfriend to send my laptop, my wallets, my hardware wallets, my phone, my tablet, everything to the Belgium police, so be able to investigate in it. But this gave me an extra 3 months in prison. So this is why I had to stay 6 months in prison, because they said we need time to take the data from those devices. And when I was in prison, I got a call from Lebanon that my father have 1 or 2 days to be alive, and he was on his deathbed. And when I left Lebanon, my father was in complete in good health, in a good health. But yes, then I said, okay, I will give you 300,000 euro, which was like 6 times more than the price of Dash at that time. And let me go to Lebanon, and I need to see my father before he dies. I need to say goodbye to him at least. And I insisted. I called everyone. I called the ambassador, and everyone was trying. And the judge say, no, we cannot let you go. We cannot let you go. You need to stay here. Then after 3 months, he gave me the bail of 150,000 euro to be able to go out of prison to the street, where they gave me no guarantee. And during those 2 years, after 1 year, I was able to win to be able to speak to the media. And then no media in Belgium had the guts to speak to me, and no one was wanted to help me, and no all those organizations, human rights organization from New York, from wherever, I contact everyone, and everyone had the same response: we don't take individual cases. They need a genocide to be able to help me, and no one was able to help me. I was drained of all my money reserve. Also, my mom was very sad, and she had a stroke, a brain bleeding, not a stroke. And when I came now, she doesn't have a lot of time to live anymore. So basically, I'm an only child. I lost my father, I lost my mother, and I had the daughter here. She missed me for 2 years. I'm trying now to give her back those 2 years, and
I mean, the
Yes,
human
so
impact of this
basically,
has been incredible. I'm very sorry about the loss of your father and your mother's health as well. I mean, that
yes,
it's astonishing, isn't it? Especially because it doesn't need to take that long. You know, when you're holding someone and you don't have evidence against them, you should be very fast with your investigation. You shouldn't be holding them in these circumstances, essentially violating their human rights. And of course, at the end, when you win your case, you're not going to be offered any compensation for what you've been through, for, you know,
yeah,
what
and
you've
all
lost.
compensation. Yeah. So all compensation they give me, if it was they cannot bring my father to life, they cannot bring my mom to life. This is the problem. Basically, it was a big injustice. So we can say there is no cruel tyranny that which is perpetuated under the shield of law and by the name of justice. So
Do you feel at all vindicated that you've won your case ultimately, that you're not being, jailed for a crime or anything like that? Do you feel at all vindicated?
didn't get you in.
Do you feel that, now that you've won your case, is that any consolation? Do you feel
Mm,
are you are
I
you
don't feel bad
angry
because
are you angry at
uh,
authorities? Are you angry about this process? Or do you feel, some sense of relief
uh,
that you've won your case? How do you feel about
mm,
this?
the contrary, I'm furious because now I have to rebuild everything. So I lost the company with 30 employees. They are all now, they all, most of them left the company. I was left with 2 or 3 employees, and I'm rebuilding everything from scratch and getting back to a country that it is now the war here, everything is
Yes.
like it's hell, so I couldn't be able to breathe. I don't have any money reserve, so I'm trying to survive day by day. So I had no compensation, so everything is, I was relieved because okay, I'm
Yeah.
done with this country it rains every day. It's cold every day, and I don't know
Yes.
anyone. So yeah, I'm good to be back to my family, to people I know. But I'm struggling here. It's like I'm rebuilding everything from scratch.
So
A
are,
lot
are
of
you
events.
still in Belgium now?
No, I'm in
No.
Lebanon. Yeah, no,
Okay,
I'm in
good,
Lebanon,
good, good.
not in Nablus, in my home country.
Mm,
Yes, I was back to Lebanon. They gave me the passport. When I won the case, the prosecutors like vanished, and the media in Belgium started to write about him, how he lost the case that he investigated for
mm.
4 years, and the resources he made, blah blah blah, and how can they put do to such thing to such person to
Well,
leave
they
them
they
him.
really should have written about what
Yeah,
his prosecution did to you, to your family, to your money, to your business, to everything. It's so
because
damaging. Mm.
yeah, but because the prosecutor got so emotional on the case because he wrote a book about cryptocurrency, and he wanted to prove himself with the first case because it is something new. And he said this is a big catch because, Kratos, this guy also stole from American citizens. So it was not about $400,000. It was about a bigger amount, I think. But I never encountered this. As I said, the FBI investigated it. I said, okay, send me to the FBI. Please don't leave me in Belgium because what is more nocif than knowledge than ignorance is the illusion of knowledge, because they had this illusion that they know everything and they can solve this case. Even though in the last parts of this court, I investigated the case myself using sophisticated tools, and I was able to give data to the prosecutor where he can find the real criminal. But he never looked at this data, and he said, "We tried this and it doesn't work." And I said, just read my analyze and what I wrote, and you will see that I'm 100% been able to track the crypto addresses, and from there you can get more information and get the real criminal. But he never wanted to do that. He was like emotional to the case. He wanted to
I
just
think
win
that's
the case.
happening all over the world. You know, different countries and prosecutors are really targeting the crypto industry, and they don't care whether there's evidence of guilt. They don't care, you know, about investigating properly. They just want to get them quickly so that they can tell their superiors or the media that they've got a crypto guy. You know, it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
they've become insane in a sense, you know, just
Eh,
desperate to prosecute, and they don't care whether they're getting someone innocent, taking them away from their families and putting them in horrendous conditions. This does need to be spoken about all over the world. I mean, what are you going to do from now on?
from now, I have a phobia to go out of my country, so I'm gonna stay in my country, even with the war, with everything
I
happened here.
understand,
I
yes.
prefer to die in a bomb, not to travel abroad. And especially at that time, I was also looking at the case of Alexei, the Tornado Cash developer it was in Holland. And also he was before writing a code that give people the possibility to be anonymous. He was convicted and he got like 5 or 6 years in prison. I don't remember well the number, but this guy he just wrote a code for a startup that make transaction anonymous on the Ethereum platform, and he got like 6 years in prison. And then we see Dirov in France, and then we see CZ in the US. He was prosecuted.
Yes.
So so yeah, there is something about cryptocurrency. The world doesn't want it to be dominant because the fiat system is how the elite rule the world, and this should not come to them because it will dethrone them from whatever system we live in, from whatever
It
matrix we live
seems like it's more dangerous to be an entrepreneur in the technology industry at the moment than it would be to, you know, be a drug dealer or a drug smuggler or something. It just
in.
seems like
Exactly.
that's where the energy is going. You know, if you're in technology, like we saw with Pavel in Paris recently, and we've got Christopher Ems, who's in, you know, had to seek asylum in Russia from the United States. And, you know, we're seeing technology has become a very, very dangerous industry. And I think the rhetoric that we're seeing in the news media, talking about how they want to target, you know, people even like Elon Musk and, you know, prosecute them criminally and extradite them. I think people are really going to have to, you know, take these threats seriously, or we won't be able to have privately owned technology businesses in the future without risking our lives.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm.
especially because there is data and this data can be used against anyone and everyone. So basically, they have to abide to the rules. And now, if you abide to rules with cryptocurrency, it become obsolete. It have no use after that. Because if you wanna KYC it, so why do you want a slow system to be able to send money where with Visa it can transact millions of transactions per second. So if it is centralized, if it is KYC, so there is no purpose of cryptocurrency.
Yes, that's absolutely right. You've frozen there just for a second, but I think you're back now.
Yes, I was saying, so if you wanna get regulation into cryptocurrency, it become absolute useless because
Mhm.
if you have regulation, so why don't you use Visa or credit card? It is faster, it is better, it is more reliable, and you have guarantees that you will not lose your money from the bank. So why do you want to use a cryptocurrency if you want to get regulations? It become absolute. It has no use because if you KYC everyone, so you are back to the banking system. If you are back to the banking system, crypto is useless. They have no use.
Mm.
This
Mm.
it has no
And
purpose.
I think, you know, a lot of this is going to be dictated. We can see, you know, the BRICS countries sort of forming and kind of promoting cryptocurrency in some areas. Then we have quite a contest going in the United States. We've got Donald Trump on the one hand saying yes to cryptocurrency, it's great, we want it. And we've had the Democrats for several years with a cryptocurrency task force designed to go after people in the crypto industry and really wanting to bring their own centralized digital currency. So, I mean, the next couple of, well, weeks even, or the next 30 days could have a drastic impact on how cryptocurrency is
Yeah.
going to go.
Exactly. But it's always a bipolar behavior. So they say we all want cryptocurrency, and after days you see the regulations that come, and
Yes.
it be horrific that no one can use any cryptocurrency anymore. And the next day everyone is optimistic about it, and the next day no, you see some regulations that come, crazy regulations. So it is like bipolar behavior in this matter. So yeah, now everyone is waiting to see if the cryptocurrency gonna boom after if Trump win. But I don't see Trump will. It is the same politics. It will not change anything. It's just a propaganda. So yeah, I'm with cryptocurrency. I will get more votes. I don't think there is. They understand the real use of cryptocurrency because it is about freedom, and no one wants us to be free. They
Mhm.
want to control. The
They
governments
they
want to.
absolutely do. Yes, I mean that's the ultimate goal. So the best we can do is stay that off and fight it for as long as we can while developing new ideas and futures, I suppose. But I mean,
Exactly.
it shouldn't be something that the government fears because, in times past we might do private barter arrangements. We might trade goods and services with neighbors or communities. And that's all this is, just on a bigger scale. So the government is not looking to regulate this for our protection. It is absolutely for them.
Yeah, but exactly. If you control the money of the country, you don't need to control anything else because you control the army, you control
Yeah.
everything. So money is the most important for any country. So this is
Yes.
why if you
Yes.
see is the money, they have a proof of blood because in the Federal Reserve now issues those money to the whole world, and it has a value because of the power of the military power of the United States. But if they don't have a military power, they did a lot of oil. It was called the petrodollar because also
Mm.
no one was allowed to trade oil only with US dollars. So uh,
Yes.
all uh, all things is controlled by money. There is nothing else. So if you control the money, you control everything.
Yes. And I mean, we've seen how that's come into play. I mean, how people's Coinbase accounts and any sort of third party cryptocurrency holding facility has been subject to freezing requests without due process,
Yeah,
without going through the courtrooms. People have been,
yeah. We
they've
saw
had their
this
money
in
stolen.
Palestine.
Mm.
In
Well, I mean,
Palestine,
we see it in the United Kingdom. We're seeing it all over the place now. It's just terrible.
yeah,
And then we saw in Canada, remember when the truckers were protesting about the lockdowns, the Canadian truckers, they froze their bank accounts, froze their business bank accounts just for protesting. So we can see how important it is that we don't give government 100% control over our finances because they'll take it away in an instant the moment that we're opposing one of their agendas. So I mean, that I'll leave you here on that, but I would love to talk to you more, just generally about cryptocurrency as well, and about your experience. And perhaps we could do an X live spaces on X and bring a bit more attention to your case because you weren't allowed to go to the media when you're in Belgium. You weren't allowed to tell your story. You weren't allowed to call publicly for support and help, essentially. And you went through so much. Your reputation, obviously, your business was damaged throughout that process. And it would be great to have, you be able to talk about that more.
exactly. Thanks a lot, Radha. It was a very interesting talk with you. Yes, the details of the story would be very interesting. So let's meet up later whenever you want. Thanks a
Definitely.
lot.
Let's schedule a live X Spaces and talk more and maybe get some more industry experts in there and have
Yeah,
the
that
larger
that would be
conversation.
awesome.
Mm.
That would be
Uh,
awesome. Thanks a lot, Radha.
Lovely
Thanks.
talking to you.
Goodbye. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to the Gulf Injustice Podcast.